Hello nerds, welcome back to episode WN, your source for the music and music production news. Today we'll be talking about VClip 2, a new version of their clipping software. Some of you may be asking, what on God's green earth could they possibly be adding to a clipping plugin? I have no idea either. I feel like they've probably got it all already. So VClip is definitely one of the top of the line clipping plugins. There's just so many clipping plugins out there. There's free ones, there's ones that come through DAW, there's Knock, a bunch of other ones. So they've added fully featured multiband saturation, pre-post emphasis, mid-side processing, modular, and a fully resizable GUI. Advanced asymmetric wave shaping with brand new clipping functions, and up to 512 oversampling. Okay, wow. A little unnecessary, I would say. This is kind of where we're getting at with music production plugins. It's like some of the things we're adding, I don't really see the purpose for. Like, I don't know who really needs 512x oversampling. You're probably fine without that. You know, I think 2x oversampling is probably fine. You're probably fine without even oversampling at all. I don't think the listener is going to notice if you don't oversample, personally. Gotta say, this is probably one of the better looking clipping plugins. It looks light years ahead of VClip, but VClip is free. And then Knock, Knock looks all right, but it's not as visually precise as this. It has highly customizable levels of saturation featuring multiband and mid-side processing using up to 10 separate clipping stages. That's a lot. That might be too many. But hey, who knows? I've never used more than 2, but maybe there's a reason that I should be using more or not. I don't know. Do you guys use 10 separate clipping stages? So they have a pre-post emphasis stage for advanced tone control of the distortion, a large selection of static and variable clipping sigmoid functions to choose from, including the brand new Super Soft Knee. That's me right now. I got a Super Soft Knee, providing a variable knee transfer curve in the decibel domain. A modern, all-new modular, fully resizable GUI. Probably didn't have a lot of things to add here, but sure. Almost all components can be popped out into separate floating windows to give you an extra level of control. A brand new interactive live shaper visualization. Multiple new visualizations to choose from. Sounds like there's a lot of visualization. All resizable to preference, shaper, waveform, oscilloscope, envelope, spectrum, and histogram views for each clipper. Up to 512x oversampling with 3 different filter types. Jesus fucking Christ. Advanced asymmetric clipping supported natively in each clipper, easily set separate wave shaping and thresholds for positive and negative samples, new test generators to help you fine-tune your wave shaping, including an adjustable test tone, noise generators, and a sampler. Available in VST3, AAU V2, and AAX for macOS and Windows. So let's go take a look at the video. So I'm not 100% certain, but I feel like a majority of this exists in other clipper plugins. I mean, it's useful though, dry, wet, multiband. I feel like multiband clipping could definitely get kind of messy if you're not careful with it. So I decided to test out this plugin for myself, and already I messed with it for 5 minutes. I gotta say, this is one of the worst trials I've ever dealt with in my entire life. And I'll tell you why in a second here. This is a beat. I don't even think I'm ever going to release it. I figured I could maybe clip the drums. In particular, mostly the kick needs clipping, I would say, but maybe the snare too. So I'm going to turn on the clipping on the drums here. Listen to what it does when you're playing the trial. You heard that right. Not only does it fade the volume, but it also plays a sample saying, please activate VClip 2. Now, granted, you can actually turn it off playing that sample. I don't even know why it's an option to begin with. It does that by default. Now, the problem with this, other than it being really annoying, is how am I supposed to even evaluate whether I like this or not? It fades the volume pretty often. It's to the point where I can't even really set the settings very well. So anyways, I'm going to clip the kick and the snare, and I'm not even going to mess with the multiband settings because, like I said, I can't really even set the settings very well, especially because this UI is a little odd. It's not that bad when you're just messing with the regular clipper. Once you turn on the multiband settings, it becomes a little hard to navigate because then you have like left and right or mid side, and you have that for each band. And then if you want to adjust each individual band, you have to adjust it here with different clipping types, soft wetness, ceiling offset, all this stuff. And then you go to the multiband setting here and adjust the threshold for each 1 here. But good luck setting all that before it starts fading it several times. So I'm just going to cycle through different types here. So one thing I noticed about this that is pretty good is there's an overall dry wet setting for the multiband as well as a dry wet setting for each individual band. So if you really want to tweak on some clipping for some reason, this would be your plugin. You know, good luck being convinced in order to get it though. Because so far this is not convincing me at all. In my opinion, the best sort of trial is a time limited trial. So like 14 days, 30 days, something like that. Even a week. I'd rather have that than have this, because it's interrupting your workflow way too much. Okay, so before. Then after. Okay, so you can make your determination here about that. I don't even know if I said it very well because of, you know, the way the trial messes with you while you're trying to set it. If you're interested in this plugin, you can buy it from their website. They also have a free trial. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and consider watching this playlist here. It features a bunch of music production news and it's ranked from newest to oldest. And consider supporting the channel via the affiliate links or Patreon in the description. I'll see you guys next time.